Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to kind of go over checking your show rabbit to make sure that it's ready for show, or check to see if there's things you need to do. Some things you can't change, disqualifications, but it's a good idea to frequently just go over your rabbit just to make sure everything's in the right places, that nothing's changed, and that you're ready to go. So when I'm thinking about a show rabbit, the first thing I think of is weight. Is it in the right weight? A lot of times rabbits can go overweight if they're fed too much, or if they're young and they're just, growing up, they might naturally just be overweight, and that's a rabbit you're not going to want to show. So this rabbit, he is a senior buck. He's over 6 months old, and I know that I don't want him to weigh anything over 2 pounds 8 ounces. And the reason I know this is because I have a standard of perfection which outlines things like this: weight, different colors and varieties, have other things about their coat, and the pattern that you have to follow, but we're just going to go over some basic stuff. So anyways, I'm going to weigh him because I want to know if he's the right weight, because if he's not, there's no point in continuing to check him for show. So I just have one of these scales. It's just a kitchen scale, but it is really accurate. I've had this for years, so it's really worn out, but they have nicer ones and better ones, and I don't know if they get more accurate, but yeah. So anyway, so I've weighed him, and he does weigh 2 pounds and 6 ounces, so he is in the right weight range. And so the next thing I'm going to check for with the male is I want to make sure that his male parts are correct. So what you want to do is hold them upside down. They're conned this way, and you can kind of extend the shaft, and you can see there is a disqualification called a split penis. So you just want to check that very closely to make sure it looks correct, and this one does look correct. I don't know if you can see that, but the end is not split open. It's correct. And then while you're doing that, you want to make sure that both testicles have descended. You can kind of see this one has, you can kind of blow just to check that one's there, and then you want to check the other side. Sometimes it just looks like a sac and not necessarily the testicle distended, but it's a little harder just because the angle I have them, but okay, there, I can see that one's there as well. So now we know that's okay. So now we want to check toenail color. This male should have dark toenails. I don't want any white or clear or see-through, so I'm going to check every single one just to make sure. Kind of pull the hair back. You can kind of blow if you can't quite see it, just to maintain control of your animal. You learn to move quickly and try not to make them squirm. So everything looks good there. And then you want to check their teeth. You want to make sure that their bite is correct. You want the 2 front teeth to go over the 2 bottom ones. You don't want them butted together. You want the 2 to go over. And so we're checking here, and we can see his teeth are correct. I know. Here, let's show him your teeth. I know. Okay, it's kind of hard to see at this angle, but you can see his teeth are correct. Okay, it's a good bunny, yeah. And then I always check the tattoo. It'll be in the right ear as I'm looking at it. And you just look in there just to make sure it's what you thought it was, or does it need a tattoo? You're gonna definitely want to tattoo your rabbit. So other than that, also give a look at the coat, and you can kind of see that when they're in their cage to see if they're molting or if they're just coming into coat. You can kind of brush it with your hand and see, a lot of hair's coming out. You don't want that. That might mean they have an open coat, and you can roll it back and see how good their condition is. But that's another video and another time. So yeah, that's how I check my rabbit to make sure he's ready for show.